What is up, girlfriends? Today's video talking about Stephen Crowder. My relation to Crowder is I used to watch him a lot when I was a little conservative, a little boy, a little chuddy. While I watched him, he always had this like persona, so to speak, of this very respectable, mentally well, not controlling or psychotic at all whatsoever, right? He puts up that persona. Would you believe me if I told you that none of that was actually true? It didn't represent him whatsoever. Essentially, the breakdown, if you're not like involved in political sphere of things, Stephen Crowder is a political commentator, much along the lines of the Daily Wire people like Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh. He's interacted with a lot of these people. He's been on their shows. He's collaborated with them. I almost want to go into to reference the little feud that's happening between the Daily Wire and Crowder, but I don't think that's super relevant right now. It's sort of loosely tied to what exactly is happening right now with the whole release of the Ring camera that came out recently of Crowder's residence and him belligerentating his wife, essentially. Now, I could go into exactly what happened and, why. I could go into exactly what happened, but essentially the gist is that Crowder only has one car for some fucking reason. He has an extremely nice house, patio all decorated and shit. His wife is pregnant with twins, but he only has one car, and him and his wife are arguing, and she says, I need to move. I need to separate. Well, not move, but I need to leave to get some space, right? And Crowder is saying, you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. You have to stay. Okay, you have to stay and take care of the dogs. And if you need to go get groceries, because she said like, oh, I need to get some space, let me go get the groceries and stuff like that. He says, well, if you need to go get groceries, I'll just get the groceries. You take care of the dogs and stuff like that. It's essentially. But people are like talking about, the logistics of, taking care of the dog. It's like, why are you asking a pregnant woman to take care of dogs? I think that's entirely irrelevant, personally. Like, sure, it might be like a struggling kind of, chore, I guess. But I don't think it's anything a pregnant wife couldn't do, right? To like walk the dogs and give them medicine. I don't think that's logistically improbable, right? There is some dog medication out there that is not safe for physical handling of pregnant women, which is why I think Crowder asked her to put on some gloves. But at the same fucking time, like, it's a safety procedure, wearing gloves. It's not the most dangerous thing in the world. It's not like he's asking her to go up and do like power lining and stuff like that. Like, it's not like he's asking her to do anything super dangerous. But at the same fucking time, she's clearly stressed. She clearly wants to leave and get some space in between them so both of them can calm down and cool off. And he's saying, no, you have to stay. That's the fucking issue. That's the core of the issue of that interaction that they're having, is that she's trying to leave and get some space for both of their sakes. And he's saying, no, you need to stay and endure me. That's kind of fucking sick, right? And throughout their interaction, she says she's clearly trying to make the situation calm, right? They're clearly heated, and she's saying, I love you, Crowder, I love you, but please, your abuse is sick, or something like that, because it is abusive. What he's doing, what he's essentially saying is like, no, you can't go and get space in between this, right? You need to stay here and endure me. She has a right to walk out and get some fucking air, to get some space if she feels stressed, which is probably, I want to say, more dangerous than her handling dog medication, right, with the gloves on, right? Having her being stressed with twins inside of her, that's way more dangerous for her pregnancy. But he wants to stay and he wants her to endure that stress, for his sake, right? Instead of both of their sakes and their kids' sake. He wants to, for his own sake, she has to stay and endure him. It's that's sick, and that's abusive. And she calls it out. She says, Crowder, I love you, but your abuse is sick. And he says, watch it, right? Which is like a big thing that's being memed and stuff like that, whatever, you know. But some people say watch it as if he's going to like punch her in the face or beat her up or some shit. As much as I hate Crowder, I don't think he would have done that, but he is definitely mentally abusing her. He's definitely doing that. He's definitely manipulating and trying to pivot her into doing shit that she's not fucking comfortable with, right? Your job as a husband, even from a conservative perspective, if you're a conservative, you would agree with this. Your job as a husband, if your wife is pregnant, is to take care of as much shit as you can with her. Right? She's pregnant. She's carrying twins, for fuck's sake, dude. It's like, I don't know how, and you see so many people on the internet too that are trying to say like, well, no, that doesn't, just because she's pregnant, like, she still has her wifely duties. She needs to do this and that, and like, whatever happened to being like a good father? Right? Whatever happened to being a good father? Whatever happened to caring for your family? For being, I'm a family man. When your wife is pregnant with twins, you should be lifting as much burden off of her as humanly possible. You should be doing that. She's carrying your fucking kids, dude. Right? You have no right to treat her like that. And especially when she keeps trying to use the tactic of saying, I love you, to try and to cool down the situation. And he says, the problem is, I don't love you. Those were Crowder's words. He said that. He said, the problem is, I don't love you. We're at an impasse, right? It's just, this whole situation is pretty, you would think is pretty indefensible, right? You would think that, gee, wow, I can't imagine really anybody defending this situation. Sure, it might be a stretch to say Crowder is the worst person in the fucking universe, but he's a pretty fucking shitty person right now. He looks like a really shitty person in this. It's pretty indefensible. But some people are out there and are saying, well, no, actually Crowder isn't being abusive. His wife is being abusive. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even joking. People are literally saying it's her fault because Crowder does a lot of hard work and he should be able to come home and do nothing while his wife, pregnant with 2 kids, has to do all the fucking, I don't, oh my God. And I think this also speaks to the just the hypocrisy of like the conservative traditional mindset. They will say one thing and then do the complete opposite. Like, they will say, you need to be a good father and a good husband to your wife, and you need to protect her. You need to take care of her. You need to make sure she's happy. I've heard a lot of conservatives do that. And if you ask Crowder this, like 4 years ago, before the divorce proceedings commenced, he'd probably say the same thing. No, yeah, you should take care of your wife. And you can even see in past interviews of him talking about his relationship with his wife, and it seemed like he's like that kind of guy. He's like, yeah, I take care of Hillary, his wife, and she takes care of me, and we have this cooperate. And it seems like, okay, you're preaching this, but you're doing like another thing. Now, granted, this is the only situation that we know about. This is the only situation that we know about. This could have been the one and only time Crowder has ever done this. But to the extent that he did it is pretty fucking inexcusable. Like, even assuming that this is the one and only time Crowder has ever done this, that's pretty fucking, it's pretty fucked to look at your partner dead in the eye, seeing them pregnant, seeing them stressed out, having them want to get some space in between you two so she could like calm down and recollect herself, and then so you could do the same thing, and to look her dead in the eye and say, I don't love you. I don't care that that's the first time. That could be the first time Crowder has ever said those fucking words in his life. Inexcusable. It's inexcusable, right? Should never tell your fucking partner that, especially when they're pregnant. Even if you genuinely feel that way, even if you genuinely feel that you don't love them, you shouldn't fucking tell them that, right? You shouldn't fucking tell them that. There's a better way of communicating your frustration than saying something like that. And also on top of that, I almost forgot to mention that he was also saying you need to become a wife worthy of being a mother, of being a wife or whatever. You need to become someone worthy of being a wife. Like, who the fuck is he to tell her what it means to be a wife? That she isn't worthy of a wife. When they've been in this marriage for like 9 years? She's clearly worthy of being a wife, Crowder, because you married her for fucking 9 years. I think she knows how to fucking do her job, right? You're just being a fucking bitch to her, right? Because of, like, I don't know, some sort of personal stress. Oh yeah, of course. The Ring camera footage was recorded, I want to say, was it like 2 years ago? Year and a half ago? Something happened a year and a half ago on, I want to say it was a live stream where Crowder was attacking H3H3, Ethan Klein of H3H3. And he was going to debate him. But Ethan Klein had a little ace up his sleeve. And he said, you're not going to debate me. You're going to debate Sam Cedar, someone Crowder has been dodging debates with for years. And they had this big fucking kerfuffle, and Crowder literally came out of that looking like a bitch. And everyone laughed at him. Even some conservatives had to grit their fucking teeth when they were saying, well, actually, it wasn't that fair. Crowder was prepared to debate Ethan Klein. It's like, well, if you have any confidence in your positions and your assertions, it wouldn't matter who the fuck you're debating. It wouldn't matter. Me, someone who has opinions about trans people and stuff like that, about transitioning and all this kind of shit, I'm very confident in my position on that subject. Put me up with a fucking anybody, I'll debate them. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. Put me up with anybody, I'll debate them. I am that fucking confident in my position. But Crowder decides, well, he's too confident in his positions. He'd rather them go unchallenged by people actually intelligent enough to discuss and argue with him on that. He'd rather pick fights with dumbasses like Ethan Klein, right? On the topics of like abortion. I forgot what they were talking about. I think it was abortion because that was the time I think Roe v. Wade got overturned. So I think, not too sure. But yeah. And so having the entire internet pretty much come at you and be like calling you a bitch, insulting your manhood and stuff like that, that's probably what he was upset about and frustrated about. But still, that doesn't give you like carte blanche to like abuse your fucking wife like that. Pretty fucking sick, pretty inexcusable. And I also want to double this video off with defending Destiny, because I see a lot of people saying Destiny is a Crowder apologist, and essentially Destiny's take was essentially mine. Is that we don't know their relationship dynamic. We can't assume Crowder has done this repeatedly several times throughout their relationship. You know, it's kind of a stretch to say Crowder is this abusive monster fucking guy. He's being a fucking dick. He's being a complete fucking asshole to his fucking wife in this situation. Yes, that is true. And what he did was abusive. I don't think that necessarily makes him an abuser, right? This could have been the one and only time that he's ever done it, right? I don't think that necessarily makes him an abuser, right? Or like an abusive person per se. We need more context. We need more of an understanding, because also when that footage was released, it was also attached to more information that, Crowder then went on to say, I will knock you out or something like that, or making threats of apparently by his own admission. I don't know what that could be referring to. Divorce documents? I don't fucking know. But that was attached to the Ring footage. Like, it came out with this article and the Ring footage was attached to it. I know it might sound like I'm backtracking or I'm flip-flopping when I say I don't think he is abusive, but I think what he did was abusive. Right? I think if you've ever been in a long-term relationship, you understand moments like that. You kind of get it. Maybe not to that extent of telling your partner that you don't love them anymore and that they need to be worthy of being a wife or something. Like, maybe not to that extent, but I've had a long-term relationship before, and I had it with a girl, and we've had problems. We've had issues where, you know, she kind of did shit that I was like, what the fuck? You know, like, I was very upset at what she fucking did. And I'd done stuff too that she was also upset at as well. You know, we've bickered, we've argued, you know, we fought before, you know, and out of context, a fly on the wall, just zooming in and seeing the way that interaction went, some people might have said, you're being abusive, or I'm being abusive, right? They might have said that, and they might have came away thinking that I'm an abusive piece of shit to my girlfriend, or that she's abusive to me. Like, there needs to be more context in order for someone to draw that hard of a conclusion, right? There needs to be more. Like, we need more footage to truly understand the dynamic of this relationship that Crowder has had with his wife, in order to completely write him off as like this abusive person. Granted, Crowder is an asshole. He's an asshole. You got me there. I agree. He's a fucking asshole. He's a piece of shit for what he said and did. But we need more to draw that sort of conclusion. That's essentially what I'm getting at, and that's essentially Destiny's take. We need a little bit more, right? But what he did is definitely abusive. It's abusive doesn't necessarily make him an abuser, right? Just because he did it, like, this could have been the one and only time. It's inexcusable what he did. Doesn't make him necessarily an abuser. But at the same time, after this footage came out, there's more allegations about how Crowder is in the workplace as well. And some people are levying some really fucking weird shit. On top of people, you know, sort of asserting that, yes, Crowder is this controlling, domineering piece of fucking shit, and it matches with how he's acting in the footage, he's also done some very strange things, like, you know, just casually revealing your ball sack to your coworkers and flopping your dick out on their fucking legs or some shit. Kind of weird. That's kind of weird. Again, but then these are just testimonies. These are ex-coworkers. They could easily be disgruntled. They might be stretching details. We don't exactly know. Okay, I would like some physical evidence, maybe not video footage evidence. I could live peacefully not knowing what Crowder's ball sacks look like personally. There needs to be a little bit more, but it's looking pretty fucking bad for Crowder right now. I would say there is a lot of evidence right now that suggests that he is that kind of abusive, domineering person. Again, it's not enough. It's not enough per se, but if you put me in court and you said, we're putting Steven Crowder on trial for being abusive, I would say there still is some lingering reasonable doubt. There is some lingering reasonable doubt, right? We would need something that we would need, like, unbiased testimony, like more footage, like how we saw in the Ring camera. We would need to see more footage of that, of something like that, in order for me to draw that kind of conclusion. Because again, all this is coming out after the Ring footage. You know, coworkers coming out. It's like, why didn't you come out about Crowder when you got fired? Why didn't you do that? I don't fucking know. I don't know why they didn't do it, and I think that's a valid question to be asking. But anyways, that's all there is to it. That's all to really say about the whole Crowder situation. I don't know. I can't think of anything else to say. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like and subscribe and shit. Helps the channel. We're getting close to 400. I'm thinking about doing another Ultra Kill video, you know, sort of music video. I've been listening to more music, and I've been imagining, like, this would be a good song to play in the thing, you know. That'd be pretty sick, cool even. But yeah, anyways, like, subscribe, do the thing. Let's get this channel to 400 by the end of the month. Maybe, I don't know. We'll try, we'll see.